This segment brought to you by Sure Crop, liquid crop nutrition delivered right to your farm.
We're back. Let's join Dwayne as he talks to Tom Smith with the National Pesticide Safety Education Center.
Duane Toews joining him once again on the program. A chance to catch up with Tom Smith. Tom with the National Pesticide Safety Education Center. Tom, tell us a little about the program and what you're trying to accomplish.
Well, good. Thank you, Dwayne. The National Pesticide Safety Education Center is a not-for-profit. It was actually formed in February of 2017, and our mission is to serve and support the Extension Pesticide Safety Education Programs in every state and U.S. territory. Those are the programs that are at the land-grant universities, and they're the ones that are providing the education for pesticide applicators, both private and commercial applicators.
We think about how agriculture has progressed, technology, chemicals, formulations, different things that have changed over the years. It's become a very specific and technical target audience that you're talking to.
It really is, and consequently the requirements for certification, the requirements to use some of these crop protection products has become more sophisticated as well, thus the education.
Thinking about some of the new product formulations that have a very specific label requirements have dictated some of that as well.
Yes, in fact, not only new ones, but we have old ones. So, for example, Paraquat is a product that's been around a long time. We just recently completed some online training that we developed, as well as in-person training. That's now a labor requirement for that product. So our center was able to do that, and that's, again, provided at no cost to applicators, but much of that training, especially in-person, is done through those extension educators in each state.
We think about the reason for it. Obviously, we want to operate in a safe and sustainable manner. Sometimes it gets viewed as a bit burdensome or cumbersome to follow some of those requirements, but they're there for a reason.
They really are, and actually we have a great partnership because we're working with educational institutions, we're working with the state regulatory organizations, we're also working with EPA, and obviously we're working with a lot of the commodity groups that have a vested interest in making sure that this collaboration is effective.
Ultimately, it's about safety for the operators and the communities around the areas that we farm and ranch.
That's exactly true, and also the sustainability, obviously, of the land, of natural resources. But I think you hit on a good point. Really, the applicators are the ones that are potentially most at risk in using some of these products. So understanding the requirements, understanding the personal protective equipment that's needed is really first and foremost to protect those applicators.
Doesn't really become a big factor in most of Midwest agriculture, but certainly in those areas that are growing consumable product that is hand harvested, those reentry intervals certainly would be one of those things that you talk to in some places around the country.
That's most definitely, and we have seen now new worker protection standards. So our center is very involved in making sure those resources get out to producers so they can train their workers and handlers of products. We also work, again, across every state and U.S. territory. We have a big collaboration going on in the Pacific Island territories, as well as Hawaii, also the Caribbean, because those places are very resource limited. They've had a lot of natural disasters, and so, again, services like we provide can really bolster or boost up those programs in communities that just don't have the resources as some others do.
We think about the divergence then between commercial agriculture with the production guys and crop protection advisors that you work with versus a common homeowner that utilize products as well, but typically they're of a different formulation that we see the over-the-counter stuff.
Very much so, but we're not neglecting that audience either. Even though that is really outside of our mission, we've actually started an initiative to look at using mass media, such as what you're doing, to get to those consumers and to talk to them about, in a very more simplistic way, about how you handle products. We have an initiative that we're undertaking in Texas that's going to look at some information about pollinators. Why are pollinators important? What you can do as a homeowner to encourage pollinators and protect pollinators around. So we're certainly addressing that audience, even though it is kind of a mission stretch for us.
Our thanks to Tom joining us here on the program, and once again with the National Pesticide Safety Education Center. Jamie, we'll send it back to you.
Thanks, Dwayne. Come back after the break for the Kansas Farm Bureau update.